Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're cutting through the noise and diving headfirst into a stack of fascinating reports from June 30, 2025, all focused on the incredibly fast-moving world of artificial intelligence. Our mission, as always, is to distill the most important insights, maybe some surprising nuggets of knowledge from these sources, give you a real shortcut to being well-informed on what's shaping the future of AI right now.
Yeah, it's truly remarkable, isn't it, how quickly the AI landscape is shifting. I mean, it impacts everything from how we consume content to, well, how technology itself is governed.
Absolutely.
So today we'll be zeroing in on major developments across consumer platforms, what's happening in newsrooms, new enterprise solutions, and even a pretty significant legislative push.
Right.
These headlines aren't just news. They're actively shaping the AI-driven future we're all stepping into.
Okay, first up, let's talk about something that could, well, fundamentally change how you interact with YouTube. They're rolling out new AI-powered search results. And this one has some pretty significant implications, I think. YouTube is launching an experimental AI-powered search results carousel, but only for select premium users in the US, right? Mostly on mobile.
That's right, yeah. Primarily Android and iOS mobile devices. And it's a time-limited trial running until July 30th, 2025. It's specifically designed to enhance video discovery. So when you search for certain categories like information-seeking queries, think shopping guides, maybe travel tips,
Okay.
you might see a highlights section right there at the top. This includes a concise AI summary, a highlighted video clip, and then, a series of video thumbnails below that.
And the tech behind this is quite sophisticated, isn't it? Using LLMs.
Absolutely. The AI leverages large language models, LLMs, and generative AI to pinpoint key topics within videos. It can even direct viewers to specific segments. And YouTube is also expanding its conversational AI test, the one that lets users ask questions about a video. That's rolling out to some non-premium users in the US too.
Interesting.
So it's a clear move towards making information even more accessible.
Okay, so for you as a user, this sounds incredibly convenient. I mean, potentially get the gist of a topic without even clicking into a video, but
Yeah.
I can already hear creators out there getting worried. If someone gets their answer from the AI summary, what does that do to their click-through rates, their watch time, and ultimately their ad revenue?
That's the core tension, isn't it? And the deeper insight here isn't just about reduced clicks, though that's part of it. It's really how these AI summaries represent a fundamental shift in where value is extracted from user attention.
Explain that a bit more.
Well, it suggests platforms are aiming to become the primary summarizers and aggregators of information. They could potentially disintermediate the original content creator from that initial user engagement.
Right, cutting them out of the loop almost.
Exactly. So this isn't just a potential hit to ad revenue. It's a redefinition of the creator's role in the ecosystem. It's quite similar to what we've seen with Google's AI overviews, actually.
Yeah.
And creators are definitely, watching this very closely to see the real impact on viewership metrics.
That's a fascinating point about redefining roles. So if YouTube is pushing this, what are the chances? I mean, will we see creators pivot their content strategies, maybe make stuff more AI digestible or focus on things AI can't easily summarize?
It's certainly a possibility. Yeah, creators might need to adapt, maybe focus on more nuanced, subjective content or deeply interactive stuff that AI summaries just can't fully capture.
Or the opposite.
Or, ironically, optimizing for the AI, making sure it accurately summarizes their content to still drive traffic. It really highlights that constant kind of cat and mouse game between platforms and creators.
Right. Okay, speaking of aggressive moves, if you thought the AI talent war was intense, Mark Zuckerberg and Meta are essentially, well, declaring open season with their new Meta Superintelligence Labs. Meta's undergoing a pretty significant internal restructuring of its AI efforts, consolidating them under this new umbrella, Meta Superintelligence Labs, or MSL.
And their primary goal for MSL is incredibly ambitious.
Yeah.
To develop frontier AI models that can achieve, and this is their phrase, personal superintelligence for everyone.
Wow. Personal superintelligence for everyone.
Yeah. And Mark Zuckerberg is reportedly taking a very direct, hands-on role, even physically reorganizing office space to make it happen.
That definitely sounds like a top-down mandate. And they're not just reorganizing internally, are they? This report suggests they're aggressively poaching talent.
Oh, absolutely. Meta is aggressively recruiting top AI talent from competitors. Think OpenAI, Google DeepMind, Anthropic.
The big players.
Exactly. Alexander Wang, who is CEO of Scale AI, the company Meta recently invested, what was it, $14.3 billion in?
Yeah, huge investment.
He'll lead MSL. And Nat Friedman, former GitHub CEO, is partnering to head AI products and applied research.
So Meta seems to be signaling a really urgent push here, accelerating its AI capabilities, especially after maybe feeling they lagged behind rivals with models like, say, Llama 4. But this kind of ambition, especially poaching top talent, that's incredibly expensive. The report mentions they're seeking around $29 billion in private financing just for AI data center expansion.
It truly is, $29 billion. And the standout point here isn't just the sheer scale of ambition, though that's huge. It's the financial commitment specifically to infrastructure.
Right.
That $29 billion for data centers alone signifies a belief that owning the underlying compute power is absolutely key to leading in AI, especially for aiming for something as grand as personal superintelligence for everyone.
It's more than just the algorithms, though.
Oh, yeah. This isn't just about building models. It's about controlling the very foundation of future AI. It offers them more independence, probably faster iteration, and potentially a competitive lock-in effect against rivals who might rely on third-party cloud providers. It just underscores how owning robust AI infrastructure has become, as critical as the talent itself in this race.
Okay, shifting gears a bit, let's look at how AI is interacting with traditional media. The BBC has been testing AI summaries in their newsrooms, and their findings offer, well, a bit of a reality check, perhaps.
Yeah.
For anyone thinking AI is ready for prime time and high-stakes environments like news.
Yeah, the BBC has been doing extensive internal testing, using AI-powered tools for summarizing news stories, assisting with writing style, things like that. Their recent research involved 100 of their own stories run through 4 major AI platforms: OpenAI's ChatGPT, Microsoft's Copilot, Google's Gemini, and Perplexity AI.
And the results were, well, certainly eye-opening. Over 51%, more than half of the AI-generated answers had significant issues.
That's right. And these issues included things like factual errors present in 19% of responses, citing BBC content, and altered quotes, found in 13% of responses.
Altered quotes. That's pretty serious in journalism.
Very serious. So, while the BBC acknowledges AI's potential for assistance, their findings strongly emphasize the current limitations in accuracy, and, critically, the need for human oversight and verification in news production. It's a powerful reminder, really, that not all AI-generated content is ready for prime time, especially when accuracy is paramount.
Yeah, it's almost like giving a brilliant but maybe notoriously inaccurate intern the keys to the newsroom. I mean, this really highlights the crucial role human journalists play, right? Verifying information, maintaining journalistic standards. But if AI is improving so rapidly, do you think there's a point where its accuracy in news summarization could surpass human speed, even if it doesn't match human nuance? And what does that mean for just the sheer volume of content out there?
That's a critical challenge, absolutely. And it brings into sharp focus this whole question of trust and reliability in an increasingly AI-driven information landscape. While AI can undoubtedly assist in workflows, maybe handle volume, the BBC's findings really underscore that for critical information like news, human journalists remain indispensable for accuracy, for context, for maintaining those journalistic standards.
So maybe AI handles the first draft, but humans refine and verify.
Possibly. It may be that AI helps manage the sheer volume of information, but human discernment is still the final arbiter of truth. The new roles for journalists might involve becoming expert AI auditors, fact-checkers, maybe context providers for AI-generated drafts. It's an evolving picture.
Interesting thought. Okay, now for the business and developer side of things, Google Cloud is making it easier for companies to harness AI with Gemini and AppSheet solutions. This sounds like a move that could really democratize AI adoption for businesses.
It could. Google Cloud has officially announced the general availability, or GA, of Gemini in AppSheet solutions. But this is for AppSheet Enterprise Plus users specifically.
Okay, Enterprise Plus.
Yeah. And it's a significant step because it allows app creators to easily incorporate advanced AI functionalities powered by Gemini directly into their business automations and applications built with AppSheet.
So without needing deep coding expertise, companies can now integrate capabilities like extracting information from images or PDFs, categorizing data.
Exactly. Those kinds of tasks directly into their custom apps. It really does lower the barrier to entry for using generative AI in practical ways.
Makes sense.
And the AI task step testing feature, which lets users quickly test individual steps within their AI workflows, that's also now generally available for all AppSheet Enterprise Plus customers. So overall, this move significantly simplifies how businesses can leverage generative AI within their custom apps. It makes AI more accessible and powerful for a wider range of users. Oh, and Google is also rolling out credit management for Gemini usage, helps users track and manage their AI costs, which is, a pretty practical consideration for businesses adopting this stuff.
Always important to watch the budget. And it sounds like this isn't just for the top-tier enterprise clients. It extends to Google Workspace users, too.
Correct. Gemini for app creation is also available for all AppSheet made accounts, which includes Google Workspace customers who have AppSheet Core. So the underlying insight here, I think, is that these powerful AI tools are genuinely becoming accessible to a broader audience. Businesses, app creators, not just seasoned developers. This integration really lowers the barrier for putting generative AI into everyday business processes. It changes who can build these advanced applications.
Okay, finally, let's turn to the policy landscape. The U.S. Senate is debating something called the One Big Beautiful Bill, a rather interesting name, and it includes a fascinating, and I'd say quite controversial, provision about AI regulation.
Yes, the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which is H.R. 1. It's a Republican-led budget reconciliation bill. It passed the U.S. House back in May, and now it's under consideration in the Senate. And a key provision within this massive bill is a proposed 10-year moratorium on state and local AI policymaking.
A full decade. Wow. So that would mean state and local governments would be prohibited from enforcing any new laws or regulations, specifically targeting AI models, AI systems, or automated decision systems.
That's the proposal, yes, for 10 years after the bill's enactment.
Okay, what are the arguments for such a broad moratorium? Why do that?
Well, supporters argue it aims to centralize AI oversight at the federal level. The idea is to prevent a confusing patchwork of different state regulations.
Right, harmonize things.
Exactly. Foster innovation, reduce compliance burdens for AI developers, and ultimately enhance U.S. competitiveness in the global AI race. Create a single, unified regulatory environment to help accelerate development.
Okay, makes sense from that perspective. But the counterarguments, I imagine states would have, well, a lot to say about a federal preemption of their powers, especially on something this impactful.
They certainly do. Critics, including numerous state attorneys general, have raised serious concerns. They argue it infringes upon traditional state police powers, particularly concerning health and safety.
Like consumer protection?
Yeah, and could delay crucial consumer safeguards for these rapidly emerging AI technologies. There are also constitutional and procedural hurdles being raised about the bill itself. And adding another layer of pressure, the bill also links state compliance to federal broadband funding.
Ah, the funding lever.
Precisely. It effectively pressures states to forego AI regulation if they want to secure federal grants under the BEAD program, which, for context, is a major federal initiative aimed at expanding broadband internet access across the U.S.
That's a clever, if maybe contentious, way to encourage compliance. This is truly a critical discussion, then, how AI will be governed in the coming decade. Huge implications for states' rights versus a uniform federal approach. It's a really complex debate, isn't it? Trying to strike that balance between fostering innovation and ensuring public protection.
It absolutely is. This really underscores that classic tension. On one hand, you have the argument that a unified federal approach might streamline innovation, make things faster, easier for companies. But on the other hand, a decade-long moratorium could create significant regulatory gaps. What about unforeseen AI issues, especially concerning local health and safety or consumer protection, things that state and local governments are often, best positioned to address first?
Right, they're closer to the ground.
Exactly. And linking compliance to federal funding just adds another layer of political complexity to this already thorny issue.
Okay, so stepping back, what does this all mean for us? We've unpacked some major shifts today, from content platforms like YouTube to tech giants like Meta and Google racing ahead. We explored how AI is both assisting and frankly challenging traditional industries like news. And we've delved into these heated debates shaping how AI will actually be governed at a national level.
Yeah, the common thread across all these developments from June 30, 2025 is just the undeniable acceleration and pervasive impact of AI. It's everywhere, across every sector. It's clearly not just a technological race anymore. It's a societal transformation, and one that requires really careful consideration of both, innovation and robust oversight.
So here's something to think about as we wrap up. As AI continues its rapid integration into our lives, into search, into our workplaces, maybe even into governance, what responsibility do we have as users, as citizens, to understand its capabilities and its limitations beyond just the headlines, and maybe to engage thoughtfully with its ongoing development?